And now, our feature presentation.
Yes, I'm back. Don't adjust your video screens. Don't adjust your computers. Don't adjust your phone. Yes, you are seeing the former president of your 2023, 2024, and 2024 and 2025 Gold Chapter, Beta Alpha Psi, Nu Sigma Chapter, Jack Mitchell. Man, it feels good to say that again. So, you're probably all wondering, what am I doing here? Well, funny story. So, the e-board, the new e-board, had their first intro meeting, their first meeting as a new e-board, and they had their first ever meeting, which is always our welcome interest meeting, aka our BAP one-on-one boot camp. However, when doing the editing, the meeting recording was corrupted. Yikes. So the e-board contacted me and they asked me to do a favor and to record the BAP one-on-one boot camp for you guys. And I said, absolutely. I would love to come back and I would love to talk to you guys about something that was most dear to my heart when I was at FDU, and that is Beta Alpha Psi. So for the final time that I'll be saying this ever, because I don't know when I'll be coming back, welcome to the very first meeting of the 2025-2026 academic year and the first meeting of the 2025 fall semester, aka BAP one-on-one boot camp. So if you're ready, I know I'm most certainly ready. Let's get this party started. Alrighty, so this is Beta Alpha Psi Nu Sigma Chapter, the Honors Accounting Finance MIS Society here at FDU Silver College of Business. We'll talk a little bit more about BAP. We'll talk about all the fun things that the new e-board has in store for you guys this coming semester. So you guys want to meet the new e-board? Here is the new e-board for your 2025-2026 academic year. So we have our treasurer, Evaristo, who is at our Forum campus, and we also have our secretary and reporter, which will be Jason Bishop, our vice president and our accounting society president, Lane Minchwarmer, and your new president, Damian Lugo. Fun fact, the president, VP, and secretary and reporter are all from Metro, so 3 Metro e-board members. That's very exciting. And your faculty advisors are always Dr. Collier and Dr. Sampath. So, for those who are living under a rock and have probably not watched any of our previous meeting recordings before, what or who is Beta Alpha Psi? So, Beta Alpha Psi is an international honors organization for accounting majors, finance majors, and MIS majors. For those who do not know what MIS stands for, that MIS stands for Management Information Systems. So what BAP would do on a regular basis is they would invite accounting firms, finance companies, organizations, and other accounting societies to visit their campus, either at the Florham campus on Madison or Florham Park, or on the TNET campus or at Metro, and present business topics and network with all of their students there. So some of the objectives Beta Alpha Psi has is they want to recognize outstanding academic achievements in the field of accounting, finance, and information systems, promote the study and practice of professional fields related to these disciplines, provide opportunities for self-development and association among members in practicing financial professions, and encourage a sense of ethical, social, and public responsibilities. So I know you guys are all pretty excited to see what the new e-boards came up for this semester. So are you ready? I said, are you ready? So without any further ado, here is the 2025 fall semester schedule for your Beta Alpha Psi Nu Sigma chapter. So the first meeting was the welcome interest meeting, aka the BAP one-on-one boot camp. And before I go any further, we will be announcing for each week where the speaker will be speaking to on which campus. So either it will be at the Florham campus, which will be in Monitor Center room 107, or it will be at the Metro campus via Dickinson Hall room 1170. So just as a disclaimer. But all of our meetings will be from 4:30 to 5:30 unless stated otherwise. So the BAP one-on-one boot camp, which is today, obviously you guys had that. So you basically watch that now. So on September 3rd, 2 events are going to be happening. The first one on the Florham campus will be our FDU Florham Club Fair. Evaristo will be there to represent BAP, 11 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. on the library lawn. If it's sunny, if it's raining, it will be on the Student Center. Then at 4:30, 5:30, Citra Cooperman will be coming to speak to the chapter, which will be their very first speaker of the semester, and they will be appearing on the Florham campus. Yes, I am viewing this on my phone with the schedule, so please do bear in mind if I'm looking down, looking back up. I just don't want to mess anything up for you guys. So September 9th, BAP will be collaborating, holding a co-host event with FDU Silver College of Business and the Professional Development Program in an accounting networking event from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. on the Florham campus only. It will be held at Lenfeld Hall. Then the next day after, 2 events are going to be happening. The first one will be Metro's version of the club fair, which will be held at the nightclub from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. You will be able to see the president, the vice president, and the secretary reporter all be there to represent Beta Alpha Psi. And then after that, we'll have JP Morgan Chase & Co. from 4:30 to 5:30. The speaker will be coming in virtually, but we heavily encourage all of you guys to show up to the meetings in person for every single meeting. So the 17th next week is going to be an off week. Then we have the 24th where they'll be coming to speak to BAP, and they'll be speaking to them on the Florham campus. Then on September 30th, we have a very special multi-chapter crossover event with BAP's Stony Brook chapter, Alpha Omicron, as they'll be holding their AAB career panel joint meeting. That meeting will be held from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. No, there will be a very specific Zoom link that you have to join from. It will not be the regular BAP meeting link. So please do regard Web Campus for that web link. Then on October 1st, Bank of America will be coming to speak to BAP. They'll be speaking virtually. And then on October 7th, from 2 to 5 p.m., it will be the Career Internship Fair. It will be co-hosted by Beta Alpha Psi Nu Sigma Chapter, FDU Silverman, and the FDU Career Center. Moving on the 8th, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., Deloitte will be coming to speak to us, one of the big 4 accounting firms in the world, at a very, very special start time of 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Note, the location of those meetings will remain the same, and it's just the time that'll be started. It'll be starting an hour earlier instead of starting the regular time, 4:30 to 5:30. And they'll be speaking to them on the Florham campus, if I haven't said that already. Then on the 15th, PKF O'Connors Davies will be coming to speak to the chapter at Metro. On the 22nd, it'll be Becker, Colin Resnick on the 29th. And the speakers on the 15th, 22nd, 29th, all of them will be coming to speak on the Metro campus. On November 5th, it'll be Goldman Sachs. They will be coming in virtually. Then on the 12th, SKC and Co. CPA LLC, they'll be coming in to speak to the chapter in Florham in person. And then on the 18th, at the Student Union Building for the Metro campus only from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., Women of Business Metro and NABA and BA will be holding a crossover event with a speed networking event. That'll be from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then on the 19th, Nissi Vokia will be coming to speak to the chapter, and they will be speaking to the chapter at Metro. And the 26th, there'll be no meeting. It'll be an off week because of Thanksgiving break. And then finally, December 3rd will be their fall semester 2025 induction night, 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. So again, all of this information will be put on the slides on Web Campus. It will also be put on our social media pages. And if you do need help referring to any of the meetings, ask an e-board member, ask the advisors, ask our Q&A bot, Formanu, for everything knowing about Beta Alpha Psi Nu Sigma Chapter. All right, so there are 3 types of memberships to get in with Beta Alpha Psi. The first one is Accounting Society member. So everyone who's signed up is available to join. So if you're literally watching this recording right now, or if you were at the first meeting today, then congratulations, you're a member of the Accounting Society. Yay! Now, from Accounting Society, we go to BAP candidate. The BAP candidate will have to have completed all the requirements, but not yet formally inducted. And again, I will talk about what those requirements are entailing on the next couple slides. And then after they complete all their requirements and they're fully inducted, they'll become a fully fledged member of BAP. So again, you can watch this video at your own time, but we're not going to go through that because again, we have so much to go through. So going forward, The membership benefits for this chapter. You're able to get a recognition of academic achievement. You have excellent networking opportunities with employers and other students. Again, if you want to know which firms we bring in, go watch some of the other meeting recordings we had from the last 10 years. We brought in some of the biggest names in the accounting and finance world. HSBC, Deloitte, KPMG, EY, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. The names just keep going on, and they're big names. You're also eligible for scholarships, so the NJCPA scholarship, the AICPA scholarship, and the IMA student scholarship. The opportunities to participate on community service events and also membership and associate members or activities look excellent on your resume. And believe me, coming from a former BAP member and president, it definitely helps you to get a job. Trust me. If you don't want to take my word for it, talk to hundreds of our alumni we've had in this chapter. So if that didn't entice you to join BAP, here's some more achievements and recognitions we've had as a chapter. So some of our members in our chapter have competed in the 2024 Bloomberg Global Trading Challenge. We've also attended the Quinnipiac Game Forum in 2025. Last year, we created our very own club website, and we also have new social media accounts, which I'll show all those social media accounts at the end. Both our Instagram, Thread, and X accounts are verified, making us the only FDU Silverman Business Club to have a verified social media account. And this is also the biggest one that hits home for me. This chapter has achieved Gold Superior Chapter status for the second consecutive year in a row, in back-to-back years. We thought we would never hit Gold Chapter, and we said we were going to do it again, and we did it again. So, and that really is the biggest achievement, in my opinion, Gold Chapter status. That we're actually only one of I think 8 chapters. Sorry, not one of 8. I'm sorry. There's only one other chapter in the state of New Jersey that's actually a Gold Chapter besides us, and that's Rutgers University, New Brunswick, not Newark. That's a little fun fact for you. All right, so now you probably said to yourself, well, I'm interested, I'm intrigued, I want to join. What are the requirements? Well, I'm going to tell you. So, BAP candidate eligibility. So the student must have been a student here at FDU for at least 3 semesters, or if you want to, equal that to at least 1.5 years of college. And that's 1.5 years of college. That's for the transfer students. So basically, if you are a freshman, you cannot go out for BAP this semester. You're eligible then to go out for BAP in fall 2027. If you are a sophomore, junior, senior, you will be eligible. You will be eligible. So again, and also freshmen, you could still come to the BAP meetings, and trust me, that's how I actually got started with BAP. I came on these meetings as a freshman. I basically sat on all the meetings, and I worked my way up within BAP. So that's literally how you get involved. Don't be afraid to come to BAP just because you're a freshman. We're open to everybody. You also need to declare a major in accounting, finance, or MIS. Now, you can also declare a minor in one of these, but you must be a major in one of them. So you can be, for example, an accounting major, you could be a finance minor, or you could be a finance major, an accounting minor. At least if one of those 3 are major, you're fine. You must complete at least one of your major core classes beyond the business core classes. So to give you the examples of what that will relate to, if you're an accounting major, you have had to have taken or currently taking in that semester that you're going for candidacy, Accounting 3241, which is Intermediate Financial Accounting 1, and or Accounting 3243, which is Cost Accounting Measurements and Control. We usually have you guys take that during the same semester. So if you're taking both of them or one of them, you're eligible. For the finance majors, you would have to have taken Principles of Financial Analysis. If you're taking that class or you're currently taking it, you'll be eligible to go out for candidacy. For MIS, it'll either have been CSCI 2216 Intro to Computer Science 2 and or CSCI 2255 Discrete Structures. So those are the major core classes required to get into BAP. And the overall GPA requirement is a 3.2. Now, did you know that graduate students / master students are eligible to go out for BAP candidacy? Yes, that has happened in the past. So for the graduate students, the GPA requirement is lowered to 3.0. So for the undergraduate, it's 3.2. The graduate, it is 3.0. So now you're probably wondering, well, what do I have to do to, sign up? Now I looked at the eligibility and now I'm thinking about actually doing it. What do I need to do? Well, here's what you do. You first have to submit a candidacy application. Now, the candidacy application is going to be on the Web Campus website. It's going to be under the content page under whatever the academic year is and whatever semester it is. You will find a copy there, or you can ask one of the e-board members. You can ask one of the advisors. They'll give you a hand copy printed version of it. All you got to do is submit it back to either the advisors, the e-board members in person, or submit them to bapfu@gmail.com. There used to be an application fee. However, that has been waived off for all new candidates. So you're literally going to be able to get in for free. So it's a no-brainer, right? Yeah. However, there are other things you still have to do. In-person attendance is required at all BAP chapter meetings. You have to do your community service event, and you have to attend the induction night, which, again, we will talk about professional meetings and how that works. So you have to attend all those three. And you have to do your tutoring hours. So for the fall semester, you have to do at least 4 hours of tutoring. Or if you really want to get them all done out of the way, you get all 8 of them done. Which I suggest, if you know you have a lot of stuff coming up the next semester, do 8 hours, get them done the first week. Trust me, it will save you a lot of time and a lot of stress going into that next semester. The candidacy application is due by Wednesday, September 24th. After September 24th, the deadline, all applications will be not available, and you will not be able to join until the next semester, which will be the spring semester. So speaking about the attendance requirement, let's talk about that for BAP candidates only. So due to the application fees being waived, we started this back in the spring 2025 semester, and this is still going to go forward. All BAP candidates are required to attend all of our meetings in person, regardless if the speaker is in person or virtually. Again, this did not come from me. This did not come from the new e-board. This came from the higher ups. So if you point the finger at anybody, don't point it at us, point it at them. The meeting locations, again, Monitor Center, Room 107 for Florham, Dickinson Hall, Room 1170 for Metro. If you cannot come to every meeting in person, because again, life happens and stuff happens. If you are a student athlete, if you have an internship or you work, and if you have class, which I will say this is a footnote, if you have class, please do not skip class for BAP. School comes first, then this comes second. Just throwing that out there. You have to email one of the e-board members and the advisors as soon as possible, letting them know why you're not able to attend the meetings in person. Based on the case, and again, it'll be case-by-case basis, you will then receive the Zoom links for each of those meetings, so that way you'll be able to join the meetings. Again, BAP members, though, will have the option to attend the meeting either in person or virtually, because they have went through all of the requirements already by attending the meetings all in person. They have the option going in person and virtually. And they will receive the Zoom link every Monday. And for everyone, in order to receive credit for attending the meetings, you will be required to scan the attendance QR code and fill the attendance form each week. It will be displayed before the meeting begins at the end of the meeting. And if you do not fill out the form, you will not receive credit, even if you are at the meeting in person or virtually. So you have to scan it. It is very, very important. Now, let's also talk about the reflection paper rule. This applies to everybody. We started this, it was back in the fall of 2024, and this is still going on to this day. If you are unable to make a meeting, because you are sick, if you're a student athlete, if you have work, if you have class, you must do this in the following order. Reach out to an e-board member within 24 hours in advance. Let them know why you cannot make the meeting. You will be able to watch the meeting recording, which will be posted on their YouTube channel. Usually it'll be recorded and it'll be uploaded by 9 p.m. every Wednesday. And again, I will show you guys on webcams where to find these links, or you can just look up on YouTube, Beta Alpha Psi, just like the chapter. It'll pop up, just BAP. You'll write a one-page reflection paper. Now, this must include the date of the meeting, speaker firm, what was the meeting about, what did you learn from the meeting, and any thoughts. Now, you can write this in bullet points, you can write it in full sentences. They do not care. As long as it's one single spaced page and it makes sense to what the meeting was about, you'll get credit. However, reflection papers must be submitted on the discussion board page on Web Campus before the start of the next meeting. If you do not submit by the deadline, you will not be able to receive any attendance credit for that meeting. However, we will offer throughout the semester opportunities to make up attendance credits, so you're still able to meet these requirements. So, for example, I'm going to go right back here to show you what an attendance makeup event would look like. The September 9th event, that will be an attendance makeup event. The September 30th meeting, that will be an attendance makeup event. The 7th, the Career District Fair, that'll be an attendance makeup event. And the 18th, the Speed Network event, that is also an attendance makeup event. So if you attend either one of these, just let one of the e-board members know, say, hey, I'm going to go to this event for attendance makeup. All I got to do is show them a picture that you were there, and you get the credit. Literally easy as 1, 2, 3. All right. Want to get that part out of the way. So the candidate checklist is also on the Web Campus organization page. So again, I'm not going to read everything I just went over already, but that's there. For the member requirements, attendance is required at 80% of their meetings, half of the community service and fundraising events, and they must attend the year-end induction at the end of each semester. 8 hours of tutoring service in the school year, and there's a $25 annual fee that you have to pay. If you need to pay it, please pay it via Venmo at BAP at FDU. If you need to make a check, please go to one of the advisors or the e-board members for how to do that, because I, to this day, still forget what we have to do for that. And there's also the checklist for that, for the members. So if you need a little, check box saying, oh, I did this, I did that, you can do that. Also, there is a handbook, which everything I went over today, it's on Web Campus, and I'll show you that in a couple of minutes where you can find that. But protocols, business casual attire when firms are present. So if the firm is coming to speak to you guys in person, you must dress business casual. If they're coming in virtually, you wear wherever you want. Attendance is important, so there should be no extracurricular activities during firm meetings. Videos must be on, audio on mute. And again, everybody, I do not care what you wear down there. As long as it's business casual on the top, you're fine. But the video cameras must be on at all times during BAP meetings. And the type of services we offer, so we do have the networking, so the BAP, PDP, we have mentorship. If you want to ask any of the e-board members to be mentored, please do. Multi-chapter event that we're doing on September 30th. And then finally, our sponsor tutoring, which our new head tutor for this year will be Elliot Guzman. And the tutoring hours are this. So Monday through Friday, it'll be 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The Zoom link will be on our link tree, on our club website, and on our Web Campus organization page. Again, the tutoring, I believe, is going to start on the 15th or the 22nd. So again, let me just make sure I have that correct here on my notes. It'll be, it'll either start on the 15th or the 22nd. So I'm going to probably say the 22nd. So we've actually introduced this last semester that there's a new way of doing the tutoring procedure. And that is, for candidates and members, again, in order to fulfill your tutoring requirements, you must do the following in order. You must go to the tutoring scheduling link on Web Campus, and you must fill out your availability to complete your tutoring hours. If you show up to one of our tutoring hour sessions without filling out the form, your hours will not be confirmed. Once you fill out the form, or once you fill out the scheduling link, the calendar link, you'll receive an email notification an hour before reminding you that you'll have tutoring from that stated date and time. On the scheduled date and time, you'll click on the tutoring link on Web Campus, on the Web Campus org page, and you'll do your BAP tutoring hours. That is how you have to do it every single time. And if you're probably wondering, well, how do we do it? I will show you real quick. Let me just pluck this up real quick. All right. So if you know what I'm referring to, so if you go to right here, the organizations page, Beta Alpha Psi, and if you see right over here, the discussions board, this is where you're going to find all of the meeting recordings for your discussion board reflection papers. And then the tutoring schedule link, you'll click this first, you'll schedule your tutoring hours. And then once you schedule your tutoring hours and on the day you're doing tutoring, you will click this button to go for your tutoring session. Not that hard, not that complicated. Also, there is a requirements tracker, so you're able to see where you stand in regards to attendance and community service and also your tutoring hours for the entire semester. All there, so you know where you're at. Okay, so that, and now we go back to the slides. Where's my slides? Where's my slides I have here? Okay, I have that there. Let me load this back in. Let me load this back in. All right. So the last thing is, I am very proud to say this because I was actually working on this with our amazing TutorBot team last academic year, but I can happily announce this, that as of today, New Answers is officially been unveiled and it is officially online and running. So you're probably wondering, what is New Answers? Well, New Answers is Beta Alpha Psi Nu Sigma Chapter's very own tutor bot. And the problem here is that students are struggling in their classes and they want to have tutoring hours after regular tutoring hours because, funny you should know about it, some of our members and candidates were not able to be tutored during our normal tutoring hours because they have athletics, because they have a class, because they were sick. So to combat this, we offered a one tutor bot to allow students to be tutored after regular tutoring hours. Now, the key difference is the tutor bot will not give them the right answer, but will lead them to do it so that they can learn on how to do the problem. And again, this will assist with academics, anything related to their classes. And again, this will be feeding in the programming for relevancy based on the course materials relevant to FDU Silverman's courses. So if you want a visual example of how you use this bot, this is the visual example. If tutoring sessions are active, so if the tutoring is active, like with Elliot, you will go to the tutoring hours. If they are not active, first go to your professor's office hours. Go to them first. If they are not available, go to the tutor bot. So you're probably now all wondering, well, what does a tutor bot look like? Well, I'm finally able to, all of our social media accounts are there. So our LinkedIn, our verified Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, our Rumble page, our Blue Sky page, Lemonade, and yes, because we are fearing that one day TikTok might be banned, we did go on Red Notes, so it's all there. It should be, everything should be BAPFDU. If not, it'll be BAPFDU/BSky Social or FDU. And then our email is right there, along with our club website, which is our Wix website, is right over here. So, and again, if you were not at the meeting, you'll have to scan these, but since this is a recording, you're not able to scan those. So, with that being said, that is it. That's it for your BAP 101 bootcamp. So, this will probably be the last time you guys will ever see me on any one of these videos. So I just want to say thank you guys for everything you guys have done for BAP. And I want to wish the new e-board great success within the new academic year. And hope you guys have an amazing and awesome year. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. And with that being said, until we see each other again, this is Jack Mitchell saying so long. Until next time. See you guys.
Now I'm losing, so will I fall